We all dreamed of a perfect NBA Finals matchup. LeBron vs. Kobe, Giannis vs. Jokic, maybe even one more chapter of Bird vs. Magic. But sometimes, the basketball gods have other plans. Conference Finals upsets, as thrilling and unforgettable as they are, have also snatched away some of the most legendary Finals matchups we were this close to witnessing. That's why, no matter how good the story sounds, team still needs to win 4 more games before reaching the big stage. If we get too caught up in the dream matchup, we might just overlook the underdog ready to ruin everything. Starting with number 10, the red-hot Indiana Pacers, led by head coach Larry Bird and sharpshooter Reggie Miller, fresh off a 7-0 playoff start after dismantling the Bucks and Sixers. With the Bulls dynasty finally over, many believed Indy was next in line to rule the East. They even had the third best preseason title odds, tied with San Antonio, after dominating the Knicks the year before. But this time, New York came in as an 8th seed, a Cinderella underdog, having other ideas. Game 1, Mark Jackson airballs a game-tying 3, Knicks steal 1. Game 2, Ewing misses a game-tying jumper, then tears his Achilles, a devastating blow that ended his playoff run and essentially his all-star career. Still, the Knicks fought on. Marcus Camby dropped 21 off the bench, Pacers up 3, 11 seconds left. Larry Johnson drained the iconic 4-point play that shifted the entire series momentum. The Pacers had no answers. Reggie shot just 36% for the series, only averaged 16 points a game, went 3 of 18 in elimination game 6. The Knicks without Ewing got mauled by San Antonio's Twin Towers in the finals, but imagine if we got a small market final showdown like 2025, Tim Duncan and David Robinson versus Reggie Miller and Rick Smith, Indiana, San Antonio. Might not have drawn the ratings, but would have been a fascinating series. You know David Stern wouldn't allow that. Number 9, 2010, Boston destroying Orlando, a 59-win Magic squad getting embarrassed by a 50-win Boston team. With a healthy Garnett this time, the C's looked like their championship window was closing after a subpar 82-game season. In the super physical series, the big bodies of Garnett, Rasheed Wallace, Big Baby Glenn Davis, and Kendrick Perkins overwhelmed superstar Dwight Howard. Many should have known how legit Boston still was after destroying Cleveland in the semis. One of Paul Pierce's best series, averaged over 24 a game on 51, 45, 83 shooting splits, outplaying the disappointing Vince Carter, held to under 14-point average on 37% shooting, 4 of 19 from 3. The man who was supposed to put Orlando over the top. Magic likely would have been a little better off with Hero Turkoglu. Rashad Lewis went cold, an abysmal 4 of 23 from 3 on the series. From Carter's choke job, missed free throws game 1, Pierce dominating game 2, Toronto out-hustling Jason Williams game 3, Boston went up 3-0, lost narrowly overtime game 4, Orlando barely avoided a sweep, given how dominant Dwight and everybody looked, sweeping their way first 2 rounds. Of all the experts picked, Tim Legler of ESPN absolutely nailed it. Although Celtics Lakers Part 2 elevated Kobe's legacy and was as compelling and competitive a 7-game series we seen, a Part 2 Orlando LA Finals, Kobe would have likely beaten the Magic way easier than Boston on much better offensive efficiency, given what the Celtics defense did to contain both Bron in the semis and Dwight conference finals. Looking back, 2010 Boston, one of the best teams to not win a title. Number 8, 1978, Washington Bullets upsetting number 1 seed Philadelphia 76ers, anticipated for a finals rematch round 2 with Julius Erving's loaded squad against Bill Walton's Blazers. Once Big Red injured his foot, Portland had no chance of repeating. While the Bullets, led by Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes, had their fair share of playoff disappointment, both viewed as past their prime, 44-win team. For the series, Elvin Hayes and Bobby Danrich outscored Dr. J. Bullets took a commanding 3-1 lead before closing out Game 6 101-99. Unseld's brilliance, tapped in his missed shot with 12 seconds left, closing out at home, punctuated their ticket to the finals. The Sixers, filled with many big egos and salary guys, self-destructed. Sixers star George McGinnis averaged under 14 points for the series, 129 of 75 from the field. Unseld, despite playing 3 of the 6 games, had injuries. Hayes absolutely toyed with McGinnis. The unstoppable turnaround jumpers, money all series, had 35 and 19 Game 4. Julius Erving himself simply needed more unselfish teammates, wouldn't win a title till 5 years later. While Unseld Hayes and Dick Mata's squad won his first and only title for the Bulls franchise, knocked off Seattle in 7. Number 7, 1995 Houston Rockets, the defending champions, 6th seed, 15 fewer wins than San Antonio, a league best 62-20 record, led by MVP David Robinson, anticipated to face young Shaq in the finals. The 23-year-old Diesel, a celebrity sensation, Spurs fan chanting MVP for David on Shaq's 23rd birthday, left a bitter taste on the young superstar. O'Neal later claimed players were jealous of his success. Robinson had no problems with the Diesel. The two polar opposite personalities had intense beef throughout the years. Both battled for the scoring title final day of '94 regular season, but the Admiral dropped 71 points, a meaningless game, edging O'Neal by a super slim margin. David needed to get past the dream, but was absolutely destroyed, abused, annihilated, and humiliated all series. Rockets stretch 4, Robert Horry forced Rodman to guard him out the perimeter, leaving David just bamboozled, helpless on the block. Hakeem's 35-point average on the series led to one of the most embarrassing MVP beatdowns. While both teams won on the road first 4 games, Houston closed out San Antonio in 6. There was absolutely no stopping Hakeem, who went on to sweep Shaq, proving who was simply the best big of his era. Number 6, Cleveland upsetting Detroit 2007. LeBron's Game 5 masterclass will forever be ranked one of the greatest individual playoff performances all time. Detroit a -330 favorite despite star center Ben Wallace leaving for the Bulls in free agency. Realistically, the East all season a joke. Whoever was coming out, San Antonio would abuse them anyway. No surprise Cavs got swept in the finals, but at least the Pistons, being much better match with San Antonio, might have won a game or two. 22-year-old Bron in his 4th season actually took Detroit to 7 games the year before, with Big Ben anchoring the paint, but without the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, the lane wide open. Young Bron simply imposed his strength on the much skinnier Tayshaun Prince, averaged 26, 9, and 7, with the help of Big Z and Boobie Gibson. Through first 3 quarters, the 5th game, James only had 19 points, 11 in the 4th, 9 each in both overtimes, ending with the go-ahead winning layup, scored 29 of his team's last 30 points from 6:05 left in the 4th until the end of second overtime. Not only was Bron's performance generational, his masterclass gave many the idea he was already an all-timer. The Cavs Spurs finals, an absolute snooze fest, worst ratings last few centuries until the 2020 bubble happened. Number 5, 1977 Blazers upsetting Kareem's number 1 seed Lakers in sweeping fashion. Everybody expected to see a Julius Erving vs Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finals. 2 of the biggest superstars of their era. Big market Los Angeles treated Portland, Oregon like a second-class state. Bill Walton, being the red-headed stepchild UCLA grad who shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as the mighty all-powerful Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Blazers stole first 2 games in LA, 199-97 Game 2, overcoming Kareem's 40-piece, being named MVP for the 5th time. The Blazers role players stepped up. Herb Gilliam scored 14 of his 24 in the 4th, an unsung hero of a role player. Game 3, Big Red exploded for 14 points in the 5-minute stretch 4th quarter, gave Portland a 5-point win. The Lakers, without Kermit Washington all series, no match for Maurice Lucas on the glass. Walton capped off a powerful slam on the MVP's face. Although Abdul-Jabbar got the better numbers, Walton made all the timely plays. Blazer Mania capped off winning the title after down 0-2 to the Sixers. If Big Red remained healthy, him and Abdul-Jabbar would have been one of the greatest big men rivalries all time. Number 4, 2023 8-seeded Miami upsetting Boston, a massive -550 favorite. After this series, many had doubts whether the Jays together can ever win a title, rooting a Celtics vs Jokic finals matchup we might never see. First-year head coach Joe Mazzulla took a lot of heat. Many demanded he get fired after the series. After the dismissal of misbehaved, inappropriate Ime Udoka, many didn't believe Mazzulla was ready to be a real head coach. Going up against masterclass foe with red-hot Jimmy Butler, knocked off number 1 Milwaukee in New York round 2. Playoff Jimmy continued his excellence game 1, a 35.7 assist 6 steal masterclass. Many thought game 2 would go Boston's way until Grant Williams poked the bear, getting into Jimmy's face. The resilience Butler wasn't gonna be stopped, made a series of tough baskets, demoralizing the Celtics, gave the Heat a 111-105 road victory. The third game, Gabe Vincent's 29-point masterclass, outscoring the Jays by himself combined. Although Boston won the next 3, capped off Game 6 with an insane Derek White follow-up layup. Tatum hurt his ankle early Game 7, led to a Miami convincing 19-point win. Brad Stevens later shook things up for the C's, won the title easily the following year. The 2023 playoffs as a whole, the year of betting odds upsets, everybody knew Denver was easily beating Miami, but a Nuggets-Celtics finals would have been much more competitive. Number 3, 1976, Phoenix upsetting defending champion Golden State. We were all robbed from a Rick Barry vs Boston's finals, the most talented perimeter player of his era against the greatest franchise, the brashy underhanded free throw prodigy. In the matchup against 35-year-old John Havlicek and center Dave Cowens would have been epic. Instead, it was Barry's ego that cost his team an easy trip to the finals. Let Golden State look like the prohibitive favorites, but ran into a couple crazy bizarre circumstances when Phoenix Ricky Sobers jumped Barry Game 7, landed a few blows first half before teammates pulled him off. At halftime, Barry watched the tape, realized none of his teammates stepped in to save him. He then refused to shoot the ball for most of the second half, played hot potato, allowed the 42-win Suns advancing to the finals. Boston went on to beat Phoenix in a memorable 6-game series. Game 5 of those finals, regarded as the greatest NBA game played in the 20th century. The 4th game, Keith Erickson drained a clutch jumper to force overtime. Phoenix evened the series. Warriors a chance to close out Game 6, but Alvin Adams drained the go-ahead layup. Superstar Barry furious, he didn't get the ball final seconds. Instead, Jamal Wilkes shot it, got blocked. Phoenix had no business, extending the series to 7. Gaining all the momentum, Golden State, despite being the much better team, played with fire, losing to a team who started 18-27 on the season, only to rally, narrowly making the playoffs. Rick Barry himself called the NBA Finals on CBS a week after getting eliminated, going to the finals without his teammates. Number 2, 1986 Houston Rockets, led by young twin towers of Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, upsetting the massive favorite powerhouse Showtime Lakers, erasing a third consecutive final showdown with LA and Boston. For those who wanted an extra Bird vs Magic final showdown, you can blame young Hakeem Olajuwon for that. Lakers won 62 games, 11 better than the Rockets, made 4 straight finals, had no significant injuries, didn't lose any key players other than Jamal Wilkes, who was washed, added AC Green and Maurice Lucas to help 39-year-old Kareem down low. After a Lakers 12-point Game 1 win, many already had seen enough, just wanting LA to clinch a finals berth already. Kareem dropped 31, sent a clear message to the two Twin Towers who was king of the center position. Rockets head coach Bill Fitch had the taller Sampson defending Kareem rest of the series, with Hakeem against the non-threatening Kurt Rambis, allowing Dream to roam around, free safety on defense, average 4 blocks, over 2 steals, disrupting the Lakers' half-court offense, while Robert Reed, Rodney McCray, Lewis Lloyd, and Mitchell Wiggins slowed down Magic and Worthy a bit. Game 2 resulted in 3 Rockets scoring 20+, 3-5 dominated by Hakeem, proving to be the best player in the series, while Prime Magic had a 40-point Game 3. None of the Lakers' bigs could stop him. After a 30-point 5th game, ejected for fighting Mitch Kupchak, Ralph Sampson put on the finishing touches, drained a Hail Mary game winner. Upsetting the Lakers in dramatic fashion, Hakeem for the series averaged 31 and 11, let the entire world know why he was the number 1 pick in his loaded draft class. The 23-year-old had one of the most underrated series all time, knocking off a heavy juggernaut in the middle of their dynasty run, ruining in what would have been another showdown with Magic and Larry. Although Houston no match for Boston, young Hakeem reminded the world why he should never be counted out. After years of franchise struggles, teammates getting hurt, and management not providing enough good players, Hakeem waited 8 long years to finally become champ. Number 1, LeBron James' 66-win Cavs upsetted by the Orlando Magic. Looking back, it's easy to see how Orlando, the much more complete team, given the mismatches and outside shooting. Before the series started, everybody picked Cleveland to steamroll the Magic in a much anticipated final showdown with 2 of the game's best players. Kobe and LeBron would have been the craziest matchup in any championship series not seen since Magic vs. Bird. All season long, the endless debates between who was better, everybody lost their minds. The puppet commercials amongst the two, every billionaire basketball fan would pay unlimited amounts of money if it were to be a guaranteed Laker-Cavs finals, and we all just enjoy a heck of a show. LeBron humiliated his opponents, won every playoff game by double figures before game 1, didn't break a sweat. Some were already labeling LeBron's Cavs as an all-time great team, elite defensively, has shooters that fit his style of play, an insane -700 favorite. The series wasn't even supposed to go more than 5 games. Team appeared to be rolling, had a 15-point halftime lead game 1, but Orlando's shot making kept them in the game, leading to a go-ahead Rashard Lewis game-winning jumper. After Bron's crazy buzzer beater game 2, Orlando reasserted dominance game 3. James scored at will, but his teammates got locked up. It was Rashard Lewis again, hurting Cleveland game 4, drained another clutch bomb. Orlando survived a 2-point overtime win, sucking all the momentum for the series. The Magic made 20 more threes these 6 games than Cleveland. Howard's 40-point closeout helped Orlando clinch the finals. Mo Williams and Delonte West, too small, guarding Hito and Rashad. This series near impossible to rig anyway, due to Orlando's ball movement and outside shooting. These Magic, led by Sam and Gundy, became a pioneer of how modern NBA offenses would be played. Kobe's Lakers handled their business, eliminating these Magic in 5 games. The Lakers more than likely beat Cleveland in 5 or 6. Kobe finally winning a title without Shaq by owning Dwight Howard enhanced his all-time legacy, but beating LeBron would have been even more incredible for historical purposes. The 2009 Magic took many by surprise. We can all blame prime Dwight Howard for ruining one of the most anticipated matchups in basketball history that never happened. Honorable mentions: 2006 Miami Heat over Detroit, not too much of an upset, took care of business over a Flip Saunders-led team. Many of Detroit's players drained from playing all those heavy regular season minutes. These biggest what-if finals matchups being just 1 series away shows the beauty and heartbreaks of NBA playoff basketball. Most of us want to see don't always come true, because upsets do happen occasionally. Which dream finals matchups do you wish actually would have happened? Let me know in the comments below. You won't want to miss on what's coming next.